point. So my company's called the Women's Wealth Revolution, and it's all about empowering women to make more money doing what they love. Because ladies, when you make money doing what you love, the world improves. When you look at what we do with our money versus what men do with their money, and God bless, I love the men, but it's proven that we invest in families and education and healthcare far more than men do. So I need to do what I need to do, whatever I can do to help women succeed. There I was at an Ivy League school, and I was an art history major. You know, what are you going to do with an art history major degree? Like, I loved it. And I watched as all of my classmates either went off to law school or Wall Street. And I just knew that wasn't for me. And so, you know, what are you, 22 when you graduate college? And so I literally opened up the newspaper and I circled with big black Sharpie the ad that said chimney sweeps wanted. And I got hired.
That's wild.
And what ensued was this incredible journey. It was my first taste at entrepreneurialism, because inside of 3 years, I opened up, inside of 2 years, I opened up 3 offices in 3 states. Wow. And I got bit by the entrepreneurial bug. So any of you listening out there, you ladies know, once you get a taste of what it's like to create something from nothing, you are hooked forever.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so, yes, I learned how to sweep, clean, inspect, build, repair chimneys, and I loved it, other than the icy roofs in New England. Scared of heights, but somehow
I'm scared of heights.
Somehow powered through it.
Wow.
But I ended up, you know, running the offices, hiring the guys, building chimneys, building the infrastructure for the companies, and it was a blast.
Wow.
I did burn out from chimney sweeping, so that led me to another part of my journey, but it's true. And I think I probably am the only Ivy League graduate in the history of Ivy League graduates who actually swept chimneys, and I did not wear a top hat. I can tell you I did not wear a top hat.
But you had that long...
You gotta have the long, because you gotta sweep from top.
Thing.
Yeah. It's very primitive, but it works. It works. So, yes.
Wow.
That's really...
you.
Yeah, it's like... So that's where your career began.
That's where it began, and then a couple years ensued after that where I just became involved in one startup after another, and this all culminated in 1999. Now, I think you'll remember, because we're all about the same demographic here, maybe the viewers will too, that was the dawning of the digital era. Nobody had heard of .coms back in 1999.
Right. Yeah.
And we raised a couple $1 million, which was easy to do back then, to get a .com off the ground that we were really passionate about. And it was so incredible to be in San Francisco, the dawning of the digital era. They're passing out money like candy, and we had a blast. We learned a lot. And so we did it. It was one of those dreams come true, you know, where you've got your dream vision, your dream business, and you've got the money behind it, and the energy, and the youth, and the resources, and you're off and running, and you're going to save the world.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so that was another really cool part of my journey that has informed what I do today just immensely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dodie.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious, what was the .com?
So the .com was, so here I was an art major, yes, art history. I actually ended up getting a master's in art history. I'm just so passionate about the arts. And then there was this .com thing. So our vision was to revolutionize the art world. We were going to bring art to the masses. Now understand, art was only hanging on museum and gallery walls at this point. There was no art online. So we were going to bring art galleries and art museums online and share the beautiful art with the world and transform the world. Did we succeed? Who knows? But there's a lot of, now everything, you can't not have an image online. And so that's what we were doing. It's called nextmonet.com. It was like, the masses can vote sort of who's going to be the next Monet in life and in culture, because back then art was a little removed from the common man. You know, you had to be, you know, whatever.
Snooty.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
So. Wow. That's what we were up to.
Does it still exist? Or
it does not. We did not. With the burst of in 2000, we actually got out just before. We did sell the company, but it's not still around. I'm not sure exactly where it went, but it's okay. We were pioneers. It was great fun.
Yep.
Great fun.
So you're really a startup expert.
I am a startup queen in that I love starting things. Once a company gets to be 20, 25 people, I'm out of there.
You're
I'm
done.
not your admin person. I'm not your management person. I'm your let's take something that's in your heart, in your mind, and let's make it happen. Let's bring it to life. That is my sweet spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so, as you know, we'll get to this, but so now what I do is I help women start what they want to start and make money doing what they love. I'm like a kid in a candy shop because I have, a whole array of different women and different businesses that I help, get moving.
And that's exciting.
Birthing it. It's so much fun.
You can
So
see
much fun.
your passion.
Oh, so
yeah,
much fun.
yeah.
You really can see it.
Love what I do. So the spiritual piece happened because, as we know, life is interesting personally, right? So there I was, this like high-powered startup woman, raising money, slaying the dragons in the entrepreneurial space. At least in my mind, I was. And then I got pregnant with my first child. And I don't know about you, but for me, that was an enormous inflection point and a challenge because, well, the truth is, I actually, when I was 5 months pregnant, that's when we were raising money for that .com. And I hid the fact that I was pregnant. And when you're almost 6 feet tall and it's your first baby, you can hide the fact that you're pregnant, right? 5 months. Right now we're just at age 50, whatever I am. We're grateful that Sarah Blakely invented Spanx, right? So, but back then, I could hide the fact. But what happened was we launched the business and I had the baby in the same 2 weeks.
That's what you were telling me.
Same 2 weeks. And I didn't know better. I had no idea that that's not a smart idea. And that not only is that not a smart idea, but then juggling motherhood and business. No, there's no operator's manual for that. My mother didn't teach me that. She was from a different generation. So that was a real spiritual crisis for me. Wow. How does a woman make her mark in the world and be fully expressed and make money and really feel like she's contributing in the world and be a good mother? And it was so awful. And so I made the difficult decision of stepping down from my high-powered position with the .com, taking a lower position. Now, mind you, I had helped raise the money. I had helped birth that baby, but I couldn't birth 2 babies in the same season. It was killing me. So I took a lesser position for the last year that I was there. And in that period of time, I realized there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a way for women to have it all. And that led me into sort of spiritual inquiry, which I've been doing ever since. It's been almost 20 years. And now I realize, especially as women, that we're not just going to bring home the bacon and sales and marketing and go get it and go do it. We were talking about this earlier. We have to involve the feminine, spiritual, receptive, serendipitous part of our spirits. And when we marry the sort of mind, mental, sales and marketing part with the spiritual grounding, you get so much further faster and you have so much more fun. Cool. You just do. It's not an easy journey, but it's one that's really worthwhile for me anyway. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
That's where the spiritual piece started.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what makes you different from them?
Great question. So there are some great coaches out there, and I have been so blessed to be a client of so many of them. But I think what my sweet spot is really marrying the spiritual and the metaphysical and the higher viewpoint with the business, sales, and marketing. Mm-hmm. I have obviously very proven skills in sales, marketing, and business launching. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually a licensed spiritual counselor as well, so I understand the sort of universal metaphysical spiritual underpinnings and the truths that we're actually living by, which we may not know. And like I said, when you combine those two, and that is my sweet spot, you will get further faster. I know a lot of amazing healers and spiritual types, teachers and practitioners, and I know a lot of amazing business coaches, but I don't know too many that can blend it in a really unique way. So that's my sweet spot.
That's your...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the people that are in my tribe have to be at least spiritually curious. They have to be at least spiritually open. And if they're not, that's fine. There's many coaches who will just do the sales and marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I'd love to have you on. And you said, I'm not quite ready yet.
Yeah.
Because you were transitioning.
Yep. So that had been what I had been building and was quite successful at. And about a year ago, I had what's called a launch. I have a very strong internet business, part of my business, as well as live speaking and whatnot. And I had a launch, and I just hated it. I just woke up one day and I was like, this is not fun. The business, I'm not having fun in the business. And I don't like the internet marketing space anymore. So understand, I'm a startup queen, right? So when I got into the internet marketing, it was new. And you fast forward 4 years later, and everybody's squawking and using their schlocky marketing terms and selling the same stuff, and you don't know who's valid and who isn't. It's not fresh, it's hackneyed, and I was just like that. I felt like I was on the corner in a chicken suit trying to get attention. And that is not the authentic me. And I was like, this is not what it used to be. And not surprisingly, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, and if you're not in alignment with your values, your profits are going to start to go down. So we had seen a decrease the year before, which didn't surprise me. So I pulled the plug on my business.
This was last year?
Yeah, it was almost exactly a year ago. I said, that's it.
Wow.
I am not doing any more appearances. I'm not doing any more events. I used to hold live events. I'm not doing any more online launching. Basically, I'm going to stop my cash flow.
That's daring.
I'm going to stop. That was very daring. I'm going to serve the amazing women who are already in my programs, who are already working with me privately. I'm going to continue that, but I am going to go inside, and I'm going to figure out what's next, because this is not working. And now, I don't know about everyone listening, but when I do something, I sort of do it big, and so I had to reinvestigate my relationship, and I had to investigate my health, and I had to investigate my family ties in addition to my business. So when we talk about a grueling year, it was just one of those life personal growth years, and it was really hard because I just had decided that the way I was doing my life wasn't satisfying anymore. It worked up to a certain point, but it stopped working. And as a leader, and I'm so committed to helping women find that sweet spot where you are successful and happy and abundant, and I had to walk the walk. So I pulled the plug and figured, well, I'll at least keep paying my team, and I'll keep paying for the business, and if I can't pay myself a salary, well, that's why we plan in business, and we'll just see how it goes. And 3 months turned into 6 months, and 6 months turned into 9 months, and here we are a year later. But we are back, and we are so ready to go. So that was my year. So when I saw you, I hated my industry. I resented my mentors. I fired my coach from 2 years that I'd been with 2 years. Very awkward, uncomfortable. But I just knew I was like a teenager trying to grow, yeah, my partner and I, we're still together, but we went through some growing pains. I mean, anybody had one of those years?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we all have. You can't get to a certain age and not have experienced that.
I've been through several of those.
Yeah, I've been through a few of them, but this was, and this was intentional. I just thought, I guess I could have kept going the way I was going, but it felt inauthentic. And when you're teaching authenticity and alignment, you gotta live it.
You gotta be there.
Walk
You gotta
the walk
live it.
and talk the talk. Yeah.
No matter how hard it is.
So it took a year.
It took a year. Yeah, and I changed the way I was doing business, not just changed what I was doing, but changed the way I was going about my life and my business, which we can talk about in a minute. And so it's like putting on a new pair of shoes and they don't fit, and
Yeah.
I want to hear what you changed.
Yeah. There are softer ways to go through life. I don't usually pick them. I usually blow stuff up. It's just in my makeup. So I did. I blew up a marriage a long time ago. I blew up my business recently, and I try to do it without collateral damage. I usually just try and have it in my own sort of my own circle. But it's just kind of how I'm wired, because I'm just so clear that we are on the edge of a real evolutionary shift in this culture and in our country and around the world, and it is our time, and it is our season, and I, like you ladies, am here to lead. So there's no hiding, no hiding.
Well, I think you are what we see. I mean, you just put it out there.
Yeah.
I try.
And,
authentic.
Yeah, very
Totally,
authentic.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
And-
thank you.
and-
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
And you look
quite
so much
refreshing.
happier now.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you. I was really battling the demons and a lot of the, you reach a certain point in your life and your business, and it's almost worse if you're successful, because then you have an image or you have expectations of yourself or whatever, and it just doesn't work for me to hold up airs and reach our lives. We're indoctrinated, and there's dogmas and there's things you should do, and I just think some of us reach a certain point in our lives where we just have to untangle from all that. And yet we are here for brighter and more bold living. I mean, we're divine spiritual beings in a human body. We are not here to be asleep. We're here to wake up. And even, you don't have to change the world. You don't have to launch the women's wealth revolution, for heaven's sakes, but just in your own square, how can you be the most alive, most brilliant?
So what steps did you take to make these changes?
What I do is I go deep in my spiritual practice. Okay, what is spiritual practice? For me, it's quiet. That's why I stopped all the activity of building business. I just pulled back. It was a lot of sitting by my stream. I have a beautiful stream in my backyard. Sitting by my stream with my journal and my Kleenex. Because, it was a lot of meditation. It was treating my body really well. It was the era of green smoothies. Who drinks green smoothies?
Yeah.
But it was. I was going through a breakup at the time, so it was just, to heal it, you got to feel it. So I just felt everything, and I felt like, see, when I had built my business for those 4 years, that was fresh off divorce. I'd been married for almost 20 years, and so I was burying that in success and in my business, and so I was tired. I was just burnt out. Just know that somehow I would be provided for, which I have been. Doesn't mean I have a sugar daddy, just means things work out. I got quiet. I did a lot of spiritual work. I made those phone calls and reached out to people that you always mean to, because you think, well, you would be really interesting to talk to. But I'm so busy, I have to do. So I just let my soul and my spirit guide me. And then I stumbled upon something that's called human design. And I don't know if either one of you have ever heard of it.
You mentioned it earlier when we were talking.
Okay. It is a phenomenal, life-changing philosophy and study. And that is what made all the difference. And I discovered it about mid-year through my transition. Now, mind you, between my partner, and we're back together, and myself, we have about 40 years of deep spiritual study, dozens of modalities, spiritual gurus, hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in our education and our training, and nothing gave us the answer in the way that this does. So that's what shifted for me probably after I saw you. I discovered a modality that makes so much sense and has helped me as a roadmap to what I'm creating now.
And it's called human.
It's called human design. The theory is that, and this, don't take my word for it. I mean, I'm happy to share with anybody who wants to learn about it, but live it, try it, test it, and you will be amazed. Human design is a theory that it is not a one-size-all-fits world. So the reason I was so angry in my transition was because I was teaching, because I had been taught, do this is your roadmap to success. And that works only to a certain point. You have within you a unique blueprint, a hidden coding that is uniquely you. And when you uncover that, and there's ways to do that, when you uncover that, that's my roadmap. That's why what that successful person tells me to do that works for him, her, doesn't work for me. I discovered this. An example is in the coaching field, you go out and you do live events. And I don't think you came to any of my live events, but I would have live events, about 4 of them, in about a year and a half. And I had 150 people, 100 people, 50 people, whatever, women, fabulous women. And as you can tell, I can talk, right? And I hopefully can inspire, and I can teach. I couldn't sell at those events. And in my business model of old, selling at events is a really important portion of your income. Now, when I say I can't sell, what I mean is if my mentor sold $150,000 at her event, and that's in the coaching business, you can do that. You can have one event, you can sell $150,000 worth of services. I would sell maybe 25.
Oh.
like, why isn't this working for me? I'm an Ivy League student. Why is this not working for me? I'm smart. I'm diligent. I'm passionate. Why isn't it? It doesn't work for me because it's not my design. But nobody told me that.
Yeah.
And now I understand that. I will never do that again. It's awful. And it's a waste of money in terms of putting on events and energy and all that.
You have to advertise to get people
It's
to
just
come.
all of it, yeah.
Right.
And so that's just an example in my own life of finally understanding there's a missing piece. You can have your sales and marketing strategy. You can have your spiritual practice, which I have. But if you don't understand your unique design, you're not as effective. You're going to push that boulder uphill like I did. So that, very long answer. What happened that year? What turned it around? What did I do? So I did all that spiritual practice, and then the missing piece showed up. And it's very new. It's very cutting edge. It's totally up my alley because it totally turns me on that it's not yet a widespread. So getting it here, honestly, and hearing about it now is pretty innovative. I will tell you, in my history of entrepreneurialism, I'm an early adopter, so I see things early, like .coms and other things, and I get on the bandwagon early, and a couple years later, everybody's doing it. So you heard it here first.
Trendsetter.
Exactly.
Trendsetter.
No, I just have an itch to know what's coming down the pike. I don't invent. I'm not an innovator myself, but I'm definitely an early adopter. So this is something I've adopted early, and I'm just like a kid in a candy shop. To me, the most miraculous thing is this human design piece. Understanding my unique coding has made all the difference. How does it make a difference? If you feel like you are pushing the boulder uphill, if you feel like you are trying way too hard, if you're not getting results that you should get because you're smart, like me, I'm smart, I'm talented, I'm passionate. Why can't I sell from a stage? I'm not meant to.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing. But I've been convinced that if I just follow this rule and follow this system, it would work for me. If you find that your relationships just can't seem to, like, this is amazing for relationships, just can't seem to meld, you're just always off, and you get into the same patterns over and over again, it's probably your designs. It's probably your designs. My partner and I swear the first 9 months we broke up once a week, and I'm not kidding. And I don't know if it was because we're midlife and it's more difficult then. I have kids, he's like a crazy sailor. I have no idea what the thing was. What I do know is as soon as we had some respect and understanding for each other's innate coding, it has been incredible. It has been incredible because he's not just being a jerk. I mean, I'm perfect. He's not just being obnoxious. He's seeing and doing
style.
the world his way. And I'm seeing and doing the world my way. And when we see that, wow. You know, awareness is curative. That's an old spiritual phrase that is clunky. But what it means is once you see it, it's halfway cured. So this like opens your eyes to a whole new
That's so cool.
coding. It is amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you think of like a three-legged stool, if you take any leg off, it's not a stool. It's going to fall over. And so you have to have the business, sales, and marketing. And if you're not in business and you're watching this show, what I mean by that is you have to have a plan for your life. You have to use your mind to do strategies and get things done. So that's one leg. You have to have the inner empowerment leg. So when I say spiritual, that's just my word. For you, it could be nature or God or Jesus or Buddha or surfing. Like everybody has their inner alignment core place. And so go back to that and nurture that soul and that spirit. So that's what I mean by the second leg of spirituality. And those will get you so far, and they did a good job for me. However, to me, the most miraculous thing is this human design piece. Understanding my unique coding has made all the difference. How does it make a difference? If you feel like you are pushing the boulder uphill, if you feel like you are trying way too hard, if you're not getting results that you should get because you're smart, like me, I'm smart, I'm talented, I'm passionate. Why can't I sell from a stage? I'm not meant to.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing. But I've been convinced that if I just follow this rule and follow this system, it would work for me. if you find that your relationships just can't seem to, like, this is amazing for relationships, just can't seem to meld, you're just always off, and you get into the same patterns over and over again, it's probably your designs. It's probably your designs. My partner and I swear the first 9 months we broke up once a week, and I'm not kidding. And I don't know if it was because we're midlife and it's more difficult then. I have kids, he's like a crazy sailor. I have no idea what the thing was. What I do know is as soon as we had some respect and understanding for each other's innate coding, it has been incredible. It has been incredible because he's not just being a jerk. I mean, I'm perfect. He's not just being obnoxious. He's seeing and doing the world his way. And I'm seeing and doing the world my way. And when we see that, wow. You know, awareness is curative. That's an old spiritual phrase. It is clunky. But what it means is once you see it, it's halfway cured. So this, like, opens your eyes to a whole new
That's so cool.
coding. It is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, you brought up your partner, so
Yes,
why
my
don't you
partner.
share? Why don't you share what you do first thing in the morning?
Yes, okay.
I think it's a fabulous routine. Routine.
Thank you. And I just want to say that for anybody out there who is looking for love or looking for a partner, don't give up. I was in a wonderfully supportive marriage for 20 years that we outgrew each other, and that was fine. Bless and release each other. And I thought, oh my God, you know, how do you at 45 at that point, 46, how do you, online dating? How do you do this? And so I went back to my spiritual practice, and I wrote down my intentions and what kind of man am I looking for, and what were the most important pieces. And by golly, he showed up. Doesn't mean it was easy. When you ask for somebody, top of my list was sexuality and spirituality. Those were two of the most important things. Might not be your most important things, but I really needed to have that connection, you know, sexual male-female connection, and I really needed to have somebody who's dedicated to spiritual path. Spiritual path ain't for sissies. That is tough stuff. Meaning you're raw, you're open, you're putting it all on the table, you're committed to not hiding, not patterns, not stuff that's making you play small, and it's half glorious and it's half grueling. So to mitigate that and to make it easier and to build a powerful life together, we have a really interesting practice which I can't believe I'm blessed to share with a man. We do a couple things. We wake up and it takes about 45 minutes, which you think, oh my God, I don't have 45 minutes. Well, actually,
Sure you do.
it's the best 45 minutes of our day. We do what's called reflective listening. I don't know if anybody's ever been involved in conscious dialogue, or there's a therapy called imago therapy. Essentially, it's a listening exercise where you actually feel heard. You know how when you talk to people, you're in your own mind and you're not actually listening? So we spend a little time in this conscious dialogue process. We now teach this to others because it's so powerful. So that you clear the decks, right? Because you're kind of grumbling, or you, or this, and you just clear the decks. And then we do. It's like stating our intentions. So we state, you know. What was one of them this morning? I know, we are together, because we have a lot of life situations that need to blend, and so we just state the claim that we are together. Or in our businesses, we state that everything's handled. I mean, there's so many details in our business right now. We're launching right now. There's so many details. Everything's handled, but not just saying that we call it a primary or an intention, but then listening for the voices. Because you know those voices, right? So you might say something like, you know, we are together. And you go, yeah, right. You were a jerk to me last night. I don't want to see your face. And so so I'll say,
Do you share that
yes,
if that happens?
Yes, we go, we are together. And I go, no, we're not. You didn't treat me very nice last night. We are together. Well, I don't know. We were yesterday, but I'm not sure if I'm feeling it today. And so we'll just go on and on and on until finally I get to a point where I'm like, we're together. Boom. And then you move on to the next one. So we might do 5 or 6. So we start with the listening, we state our intentions, and then we just folded this piece in, which women, if women are watching, I think this is really helpful. He brought this up. I'm a mom of teenagers. I have an 88-year-old father who lives under my roof I care for. I have a needy dog. I've got, we got it all. We got a business.
lot of stuff
I have a lot of people who need things. And sometimes I put my needs last. Anybody know what that's like?
Yeah.
Put my needs last. So we actually write out, we have big Post-its, what are your needs today? Like, what do you need today? So today I said, because I was coming here, I need a nap. I knew I needed a nap. I didn't sleep well. I didn't feel good. I need to exercise. And, so we just list what we need. What do other people need from you? Oh, well, my God, that list is really long. And then we just look at it and we just kind of think, how can we massage our day where I get cared for and so does everyone else? So we kind of have a three-pronged process. The first is to listen. The second is to state our intentions and kind of play with those. And the third is to really get clear on what you need and what you want for the day. And I will tell you, since we started this, woo! So I pick any of those. I invite you to try them. It's fun. My belief system is when we don't go in and reconnect and
check in with ourselves.
We're leaving ourselves so exposed, meaning Spirit's got your back. Whether it's God, Spirit, Buddha, nature, universal energy, it doesn't matter what you call it. You are made in the image and likeness of something that's perfect, and there is a source and a power and a presence that's here to support us. And when I forget to check in with that, it's like Spirit is actually my silent business partner. My day is so much harder. And if you don't believe in something bigger than you, if you just don't go in and listen to your own instincts and intuitions, then you're at the beck and call and the mercy of conditions outside of you.
Yes.
The news, or your kids,
Oh, please,
or
the news.
the clients, or whatever. Just pulling and tugging, and you just,
We have no
I Googled the other day how many of our thoughts are negative. Something like 85% of our thoughts are negative. Well, if our thoughts are creative and we create our life according to how we think and feel, then we're not creating very powerfully. So do something in the mornings to start your day to get rid of that junk.
Yeah.
You don't want that stuff in your life. What you focus on increases. What you think about, you bring about. So really be watchful. And I think that the men would agree that we just haven't expressed ourselves powerfully enough. It's nothing to do with the men. They're fabulous. Let them continue doing what they're doing. Women, it's time to rise up. Men are not holding us back. We're holding ourselves back. You've probably heard the reports. If a woman goes into a job interview and a man goes into the same job interview and they look at the list of 10 requirements and let's say they each have 8 of those, the man goes, yes, I got this. And what does the woman do? She says, I don't have those too. Like they've proven that.
We focus on those too.
We are our own glass ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
We really are.
Yeah.
I'm a real proponent also of the divine feminine and being the girl and being your receptive goddess that you are, because the world needs our sweet touches. No matter what your life stage and who you've got in your life, out of your life, honor yourself and take the time to connect to your divine source, whatever that is, because everybody needs a piece of you. My kids are 13, 14, and 17 now. And I feel like my role as a mother is to guide them and love them and be as authentic as I can be. Getting divorced is excruciating. It's absolutely excruciating as for a mother. Those of you know, and it continues to be excruciating. And I don't hide from that, and we're open about it, and we work through it. I mean, what else are you going to do? So, however, I also believe in the spiritual viewpoint that each soul is on a journey, and I'm here to guide them and love them and teach them. And who's to say that I was supposed to stay married? This is their soul's journey, their soul contract with the people in their lives. Some people believe they picked us as parents before they got here. I'm not sure what I believe on that or not, but some people say that. So to take the higher viewpoint, I find comfort in, and I can only get the higher viewpoint if I connect on a regular basis. The phrase, know thyself. Know thyself and honor yourself. You're a divine spiritual being. You were put here for a reason. It was not haphazard. And amidst all the carpools or the business meetings or the in-law meeting, whatever it is, you have a gift to give. And if you don't know what it is, that's not honoring yourself, and the world needs you.
Go inside, like you were
Needs
saying. Yeah.
to give that to the world. So the best thing you can actually do is get to know yourself. This goes back to my whole thing about human design. If you don't know your design, you're probably living someone else's. So know what you're here to do. You have a purpose and a theme. And that's the best, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me, which means peace within myself. And then it will emanate out. It's the oxygen mask theory. You got to put your own oxygen
right.
mask on,
Yes.
or nobody's
First.
right,
Yes,
or nobody's
first.
going to survive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where we got that. It's an indoctrinated idea. Women need to be slaves and servants and put everyone else first, and that's what a good mother and a good woman. Really? Nobody's happy in that equation. Nobody.
No.
If mom's not happy, nobody's happy, right?
How can someone approach you and ask you for help?
Thank you for asking.
how do you do this?
Yes, thank you for asking. Probably the easiest way is just to go to my website. There's a way to get a free report or something, or a contact form. And just get on my list, and my email is on the screen there. Just reach out. My team and I are so dedicated. So Pat, I have an amazing group of women that work with me. We're so dedicated to this. So if you're looking for answers, we may not be able to help you, but we certainly probably know somebody who could. We're all in this together. You know,
Yes.
I have my slice, you have this slice,
Yep.
you have your slice. Let's rally. Let's do this, right?
And there will be a woman president someday. Anyway, just thought
there
I'd
will.
throw that in.
Of course there
Okay,
will be.
yes, because we need it so bad. But do you still do speaking?
Yes,
and-
so to bring you current, so we're back. We're doing our first new training online. It's a webinar on March 15th, and it's about what we've discussed today. It's about human design. It's about something's missing. You've been misled. No one means to lie to you, but they are lying to you. And I am so passionate to setting the record straight. So we are back doing webinars. We have training programs now that we're back online, and some private. We do work with some private clients as well. So we've got we're back, but with a really strong, powerful teaching.
Better than ever.
Better than ever.
All right.
Yes, it was worth that grueling year. It was. It was.
Thank you.